How's it going, guys? It's Jay back again with the trucking vlog. Last night when we pulled in, the police were there. I don't know if I said it in last night's video, but I saw that the guy's truck got hit. Our drone also had its maiden flight this morning, and I am like so impressed, dude. Like, I was literally like over here. I flew it all the way over to that cliff, and then I flew it back that way, and I still had a lot of battery left. And I was just so amazed. Like, my other drone, it's up in the air for like 5 minutes and it's dead. Like, you better get that thing on the ground, otherwise it's dying. But I like literally probably spent like 15 minutes just flying it here and there, and then landing it and taking a couple shots. And wow, what can I say? The video is so stable because, like, in my other drone, the camera was just mounted to the drones. Every time the wind shook the drone, you can see it, the camera twitches. But now when I start taking drone shots and me backing in, it's literally gonna be the smoothest thing ever. I'm sorry. I know. I wasn't going to, but then they like took forever to get up to accelerate, and I was just like, you know what? Whatever. You can wait. Like, I flew across this highway. Maybe I'll put part of the clip in here if I remember. But it was super cool. I should have checked out the Flying J, and it went up to like, I think I was flying almost at 300 feet because I wanted to make sure I avoided that love sign right there. But yeah, it was majestic, boys. It was like an unknown feeling that I've never experienced before, just seeing how sturdy the camera was and like having such a great reception on my drone. Like previously, like on that other drone, I get about 150 feet away from me and it starts just going to crap. Like, it's all laggy. Now I flew it like all the way over here. I should have flew it down this dirt road. I did not see this dirt road. That would have been sick. But it was like just a solid feed, no lag. Like, I was just so happy. Oh, and that little water there. What my plan is to try to take a 30 after I drive about 3 hours. Hopefully I can find some good scenery. I'm going all the way to Joplin, so I'm gonna have to use all my clock. So after I get down to 5 hours, I'm gonna start looking for a place to take a 30, like a rest area with some like decent look scenery around, and I'm gonna take that thing off and fly it on my 30-minute break, because that would just be super cool. But it's also very intelligent, so like it was telling me there's an airport just this way a little bit. So if I was like another mile that way, I wouldn't have been able to fly. And I looked at the Joplin yard, and the airport's far enough away where I'm allowed to take off at the Joplin yard and fly around that area. So yeah, we got at least 3 hours we're gonna drive straight right now. We pretty much have a 10-hour day, and it's noon. So we'll get there at 11 p.m. tonight in Joplin, about maybe midnight. But yeah, that's how it is. I hope you guys had a good day yesterday, enjoyed yesterday's vlog, and we're on to a new day. All right, guys, sorry, I've been on the phone a lot with Derek, but we just pulled into this rest area. We're gonna take our 30-minute break here. We drove about 3 hours and 40 minutes, but I know if I go and take a 30 here, I'll be able to get into Joplin. It'll be like 6 hours. Let's see, like 6 hours and 30 minutes left. But we're gonna get some drone shots. We'll probably throw a little bit in this video just so you can see the new drone. I mean, it's nothing too crazy out here. Looks like there's some like hills and stuff, but we're gonna just take it out for a little bit, take our 30 here, and see what we can do. I hope you guys like those drone shots. They were, I mean, there was not very much to see here, but there was, you know, it was kind of okay. I was really impressed. I flew like really far out that way, and this rest area is super cool. It's like, there's a whole bunch of Route 66 stuff. And it's just a really cool rest area, and it's got like a little road walking into the rest area, and it has like Route 66 road on it, and like the grills here are Texas shaped, and this place is really cool. I wish I would have took my phone in because they have like a mural in the bathroom that said "Get your kicks on Route 66." It was kind of a nice little mural, and they have a playground. I didn't even see that. That's kind of cool. But I hope you guys enjoy that aerial footage that I kind of took. There's probably a little bit of music playing over it since there's no audio because the drone blades are too loud. That drone flies 35 miles an hour, dude. I put it in sport mode and I was like flying back, and I looked up and that thing like flew right over me. I was like, holy cow. Dang it, I didn't see those cow. I was kind of looking for a cow over there, and like I wasn't gonna get like close to him, but I was gonna get closer. But yeah, it was kind of cool. But we got 6 hours and like 30 minutes left. What's in here? And we did our full 30. But yeah, we got to continue on. I haven't recorded very much, so I figured I better pick up the GoPro and say some stuff. So let's tell the story of the rain dancing man and when I was a police officer. So it was about, I can't remember if I told the story. I don't think I did, but it's kind of a crazy story. Probably one of the craziest moments I've ever had as a police officer. So it was about like midnight, 1 a.m. or whatever. It was raining, okay? And so I get this call, in which I don't have a taser, so like, don't think I'm a little chicken, okay? Because I'm not, but I didn't have a taser, so this was like something I didn't want to pursue because my only lethal force to this guy who was probably under the influence of drugs would be my weapon, and I didn't feel like doing that to anybody. So anyways, I get a call about a man, and it's like midnight. This kid's like sitting in his room playing video games, and he hears this guy like banging on this sign. Well, there's these railroad tracks that ran right through the town, and the sign was like just the railroad crossing sign. So this guy, it's like pouring rain, this guy's just standing outside banging on this sign. And so the kid like tells his mom, and his mom calls the cops and like, hey, there's a guy out here banging on this sign. So I'm like, oh, this is weird. So I was the first one on scene because I was the closest. So I get on scene and I see this guy literally in whitey tighties and a pair of like boots. And I like roll up and I'm shining my spotlight at him, and he's just staring right at the patrol car. And I could tell by just looking at him, it raining, how he was dressed, and what was happening before I arrived, that he was under intoxication of some sort. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna chase this guy down. Well, this guy starts running. Like, he just turns around and starts running away from me. And I'm like, you know, like, I'm not gonna get out and chase him yet, because say he's like hiding around a corner or something. Like I said, my only weapon is what I have that is very lethal. And so I'm like, okay. The other cop shows up on scene and he has a taser. So I'm like, okay. I saw him run this way. So we get out on foot, it's pouring rain, we're getting soaking wet, we're walking through the people's backyards looking for this guy, and we start walking, and this lady's like out on her back porch, and she's like, what are you guys doing in my yard? And we're like, woman, we're trying to find this guy, okay? And she's like, well, how long have you guys been here? Because I've been hearing people in my backyard for like the last 5 minutes. And I'm like, we just got here, we're just walking, trying to find somebody. So we're like walking, right? And I'm like shining my flashlight everywhere, looking everywhere. So we're like keeping on walking the direction that I saw him run. And before we, like, the cop like walks by, and I like shine my flashlight out of the ground, and I see this guy's boots underneath this woman's porch. And I'm like, oh geez, what is going on? And so I'm like, psst. And the cop turns around and looks at me, and he's like, what? And I'm like shining my flashlight at his boots, and he's like grinning. I'm like, he's right here. He's like, I see that. He's like, man, we found you. Are you gonna come out from underneath the porch? He's like, arr. He's like, no, he sounded like a cow pretty much. Like, he's not coming out from underneath the porch. And so the other officer puts on his gloves, grabs him by the boots, drags him out from underneath the porch. This lady had nails, glass, everything underneath the porch. So I'm like looking underneath the porch, and I see all this stuff, and I'm like, we're probably gonna need EMS. So I'm like, dispatch, can you get EMS on scene? And they're like, yeah, sure, or you know, whatever, 10-4. And then they told us EMS was on the way. We get this guy out from underneath the porch, and he's like cut up all on his chest, like everything. I'm like, holy cow, dude, like this guy's crazy. And so this guy doesn't even stand up, he's still laying on the ground. He's like, arr, arr. Dude, this guy looks like the Lord. He like had long hair, and I was just like, what is this crap? You know, like, what is going on? John Kilpatrick. Oh, okay, I was supposed to take that. Okay. We need to go north. Okay. I was like, I was not supposed to take that exit. Okay. So then we're like pretty much there, you know, we're trying to get him in handcuffs, and then he starts getting a little fighty. And we're like, ooh, you know, like, what's going on here? And so he's like trying to fight us, and so the other cop just pretty much body slams the heck out of this guy, like slams onto him, like just full on like drops his weight on him. I'm like, ooh, that was spicy. You know, I was like, ooh, you know, like this guy was skinny though. He wasn't big like me. Like he was probably like 180. I was probably about 210 at the time. And so this guy just body slams this guy on the ground trying to fight us, and I'm like, no, you know, like I want to say like what I actually said, but I'm not going to, because I'm trying to keep this like as PG as possible. I'm just like, wow, like I'm impressed, dude. I'm like, just like, holy cow, this is amazing. This is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, this is like WWE first person, you know? Like, I was like, okay. So he body slams him. Then the guy's kind of like done. He's like giving up. So I like, the cop's still laying on him, so I grab his arms real quick and throw the cuffs on him. And remember, it's still raining, so this guy's like not only cut up, but he has like a whole bunch of grass all over him, and we're covered, we're wet, we're covered in grass, all this stuff. And so the EMS shows up, and we're trying to get him on the cot, and the guy does not want to get on this cot. He's like, don't take me to the hospital, take me home. We're like, nah, dude, you gotta go to the hospital. He's like, take me home. No, he didn't move again. But so we get him on the cot. We pretty much just like, one of the EMS guys and me and the other cop pretty much just body lifted this guy and threw him on the cot. And then we both like put one of our cuffs on each hand and cuffed him to the cot, and threw him in the back of the ambulance, and he was on his way. But the rain dancing man, you're a guy I will never forget. I will never forget that. So then I guess I'll tell you another story, because this video is going to be short, because I really don't have any plans on backing in anywhere besides, I won't even back in Joplin. Like, we'll get to the Joplin terminal, we'll record that, but let's tell the story of domestic. Now this was kind of just occurrence that kept going on. There was this guy, I can't remember if I told this story or not. I may have. I'm sorry if I have. If you heard this story, I'm sorry. But anyways, there's this guy who wanted to have his kid, but he was mentally unwell, and the grandparents lived right behind this guy's house, and the kid lived with his grandparents. Well, I'm like, the girlfriend I had of 3 years, I'm like just chilling pretty much by this Subway on FaceTime with her talking, and all of a sudden they're like, dispatch me and the other officer, which I believe it was the same guy, because I worked a lot of nights with this guy. This guy's cool. I don't talk to him anymore, but I still have him on like social media and stuff. Excuse me. So we get a dispatch to this call. I'm like on FaceTime, and every time you hear domestic, dude, this makes your heart sink, you know, because you're like, domestics are scary. They are scary. And so as soon as I heard that, my heart starts racing, and like, it was an adrenaline rush that I've never felt before, because it's just one of those things you don't know. And like, I've already seen this guy gets upset, all this stuff, and so I'm like, hey babe, I gotta go, this is important. So I hang up the call, and I'm like, there's like 3 cars in front of me. Like, I wasn't in the Subway parking lot, I was sitting next to the Subway. There's like 3 cars in front of me. Also, I'm like, lights, sirens, you know, like, oh, that was so fun. And so I go around, and then there's like a 4-lane road. I like cut out onto the 4-lane road, slam that thing to the floor, and this thing's like, you know, just, you love these noises, guys. I know you do. Like, this story's so good. Like, I'm just like throwing in all these extra noises that, you know, like, and so I'm like pedal to the metal, and I was actually first on scene to this one, and you know, this was like 3 years ago, guys, so like my brain is like really working right now, but I mean, obviously they got to be something crazy for me to remember them, and I honestly remember a lot of stuff. And I can actually like visualize like the houses I was in and like all this stuff. So anyways, I'm like fly into this town that's like 5 miles away, lights and sirens, you know, these cars are pulling off the road. That's just crazy stuff too. Like, you know, you're hauling lights and sirens, and cars are just getting out of your way, and you're just flying. And so I get to this town, and this guy's like banging on the door. I'm like, all right, well, I gotta address this. I can't wait for backup. So I'm like, hey man, what's going on? He's like, oh great, they called you. They always call you guys. And I'm like, yeah, that's our job. You know, you're like here being an aggressor. You know, like we gotta address it. You know, it's like, I was like, what's going on, man? He's like, I just need to see my son. I haven't seen him in a week. You know, like, I just been missing him a lot. I just need to see him pretty bad. And I was like, yeah, I get that, man, but you can't just walk up to people's houses and start beating on the door. And the guy, okay, we'll continue on the story, and then I'll tell some more information. So he's like beating on the door. I'm like, dude, come on, you know, like, come talk to me. So he's like drunk, and he's talking to me, and I can tell he's drunk, and I'm like, man, this isn't the way to go about it, you know. And like this other cop's probably still like 4 minutes away. I'm like, this, you know, you gotta just like, you know, like if you want to see your kid, you may have to set up like a supervised visit or whatnot, you know. But he's like, I don't want to do that. I want to see my kid when I want. And I'm like, yeah, man, I get that. I'm not a father, but I can totally understand, like, you know, like wanting to see your kids all this time, you know, and not seeing them for a week like that would just suck, you know. And so this guy, you know, he's like calming down a little bit. He's drunk. The other cop shows up, and he's like, what's going on? I'm like, you know, this guy's beating on this guy's door, you know, and like, I'm pretty sure there was like a restraining order or something. And so the cop gets on scene and throws him back in the patrol car. And so we go in and, you know, say the town's name, police department, you know, they open up the door finally. We go inside, and this guy, the grandpa of this child, he's a military veteran. He's not going to be watching this, but thank you for your service, sir. He was telling me, he's like, I got heat in my bedroom. You don't know how many times I went and grabbed that thing ready to just do it. And I'm like, well, yeah, I understand, but at some point you might have to protect yourself, but, you know, that's pretty far. You know, he's like, well, my life and my family, you know, my wife and my grandchildren come before him, you know. And I was like, I get that for sure, you know, like, but you know, you guys did the right thing by calling us tonight. We're here now. And so we got some statements from them, and I think the guy ended up going to jail that night. But that was like the last occurrence I had with him, but there was like multiple before that, and I almost died. Like, it was snowing, and me and this other cop are flying to this other town, like on one of the first, probably the second time, because the first time we didn't even go lights and sirens, because this is like the first time this had ever happened. The second time this call was serious, and we're like, oh my god. So we're flying, and there's a big snow patch, and I'm like doing 120 going through this snow, and I was just so scared, dude. I was like, oh my gosh. I like let off the gas. I did not push the brake though, because I was like, if I tap this brake, this could be it. So I just let off the gas. Car started to slow down, and it came back to dry pavement, but I was like, oh my gosh. And then there was let's see, should I tell another story or should we save them? We'll give you one more story. Okay, I don't think I've told this story. So I was just about to go on duty for shift, and I'm like walking out to my patrol car because we had take-home vehicles. I already had it running. I was already dressed for work and everything. All of a sudden, I see like this cop that when I was a police cadet, this cop's work at the town that I was a police cadet at, and then something happened. He left, he moved towns, moved to this town. And that's probably a reason I got on at this police department, was because I knew like two of the guys there, and they knew me, and they probably put in a good word about me. And so he goes flying by. I'm like, what in the world? So I'm like, 408 on duty, and I was like, I think his badge number was like 405. You know, what's your, you know, what's going on? What's your 20? Or, you know, like information. And so he's like, got a guy who's, you know, thinking about sad things. And so we go over to the house, and I do not smoke cigarettes, okay? I bought a pack of cigarettes because as a cadet, one of the officers carried cigarettes, and that always got him far with people, right? Like, because these people that you're dealing with are just sometimes not well, and if you have cigarettes on them and you have like a light for them, it can really change the moment, you know. And so like, I would only give a guy a cigarette. I want to give him like 6, you know, like, here, chain smoke these, man, you know. Like, so we get on scene, and this guy's like, my girlfriend left me, I'm in a rut. I work for MediaCom and my life just sucks. And the only way I can relate to this guy, which my life kind of did suck, but it wasn't to that level. My dad also worked for MediaCom. So we just started trash talking MediaCom so bad because they're just not good to their employees. And yeah, MediaCom, I said it, you're not good to your employees. I know firsthand. Dad, you're watching this. I hope you're not mad at me for saying that, but you're on to bigger and better things. He's worked for MediaCom for like 15 years. He just put in, he's done. He's done with MediaCom. He finally put in his 2 weeks. He's on to bigger and better things, and I can't be more happy for him. But, so this guy's like, my job sucks, my girlfriend left me, I ain't got nothing going on. And his ex-girlfriend actually called because he had like some weapons and she was worried for his safety and all this. And oh, I got another story. I just thought about this. Okay, but he was all like sad and stuff, and you know, I just kind of started talking to him, trying to build like a little connection with him, you know, and all this stuff. And you know, he ended up, you know, just not really doing anything else. You know, he's just kind of relaxed, and I don't think he would have actually done it, but you know, that's one of those things. And so we leave. We're like, you know, you're good, man. You're good. And a week later, we get a call there, but it's not for something like that. But he's like, hey, can I have a police officer here? Because he was worried he was going to get scammed. He had this car he wanted to trade for another car straight across. And so I went there, and he was like, yeah, the guy's supposed to be here in like 5 minutes. I was like, it's all good, man. Like, what are you trading for? He's like, well, see, I have the automatic version of this car, but he has the manual version, and we just want to trade because he just says he's not very good at driving a manual. I was like, that's sweet. And he, like, you know, the car showed up, and I was like, man, I mean, this is a sweet ride. I don't know where you're at with your, you know, ex-girlfriend, you know, like, not to, you know, get too into detail with you, but I have a feeling with this car, you're going to be pulling up some baddies, you know, like. And he's like, man, I hope, you know, that girl, I'm glad we're done. You know, he was starting to feel better about it. I could tell he was in a better mental state. And the trade went fine. He had that car, and I was like, man, that's a sweet looking car, even though it wasn't the best looking car. But I was just trying to boost his morals, you know, give him some moral support, make him feel better about himself. You know, I hope that car wasn't a piece of crap, because I feel really bad if he traded for a piece of crap. But yeah, so he traded for that. That's the last time we ever heard from that guy. And yeah, I guess I'll tell one more story. This one's really like kind of screwed up. So we had another sad guy call, and we get to the house, the sheriffs are on scene and everything. And so then the guy's like all sad and stuff. And one of the deputies is like, how are you thinking about doing it? And this is like a 2-story building. He's like, I was gonna jump out the window. And the deputy looks at me and just kind of grins. He's like, you really think that was gonna do the job? And I'm like, oh my God. Like, you really just said that? Like, oh my God. He's like, and the deputy was like, if I was gonna do it, I definitely want to be jumping out a 2-story window, because that's just not gonna do the job for you. I'm like, dude, like, what are you saying right now? You know, and like, this guy was just, his house is a mess, like trash everywhere, clothes all over the floor, some magazines everywhere. I'm like, dude, like, come on, like, what is this? What kind of life is this, you know? Like, but yeah, guys, I hope you loved those 3 stories. I have more stories that I just thought of, but I don't want to say them all, because some of you actually enjoy these stories, and I probably, if I had to think about it, I probably got about 5 more stories I can tell you guys that are pretty decent. I mean, I have stories like that aren't that great, but they're stories. Like, there was a guy that just painted graffiti all over town. Come on, why? Like, this is like literally all that ever happens here. Is like, these people merge and then they go slow, and now you're getting off the road already. But yeah, guys, we'll see you guys in Joplin. I'm sorry that the video is not too long, but that's just how it goes. Hopefully these stories were enjoyable for you. Let me know. You guys gave me really good feedback last time, and I would love to tell more stories if you guys love them. So, see you guys in Joplin, 3 hours. Alright guys, we're getting ready to stop here at this little, like, bypass. I stopped here one other time, but I gotta use the bathroom real quick. Hopefully we can find somewhere to park. If not, we will just park like one of these trucks right here along the side, so we can go inside real quick. I highly doubt Is there that truck had better not be on that end. Oh Lord, I don't think I can get around that guy. I might have to go knock on his door. Oh, he's waiting for fuel. Dude, how... Bruh. You literally cannot park there. Like, you literally cannot park there. Oh, you're gonna try to move up a little bit, really? Okay. There we go. Yeah, that you just can't park there. There's no room to get around. But we're gonna, what we'll do here is we'll go down and see if we can find parking elsewhere. If we can't, we might just continue on into Joplin. I'm not really sure. Let's see if, why is the CFI shut down right there, dude? You're literally like super close. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna park right here. Well, you see, I don't, yeah, I'm gonna park right here. Bring our trailer over. Bring this back a little bit. You know what? No, we're just gonna go to Joplin. I'm not, unless there's somewhere I can sit on the on-ramp, I'm just gonna go into Joplin. Because otherwise it's just crazy. I think Joplin's only like 50 miles, 52 miles. We'll see if there's anywhere on the on-ramp. Oh yeah, there's spots up there. You're really not supposed to park on on-ramps, I don't think, but I'm just gonna park here for like, literally like 5 minutes. I just gotta walk in and use the bathroom and then I'll be on my way. So we're just gonna park in front of this tanker right here. Because there should be the room there. And then we'll just put on our hazards like we're broken down. Oh, that's why nobody's parked there. Okay, we should be able to come up here though, because it looks a little bit better. Alright, yeah, we should be able to come like up here. And sit behind this guy. And then what we'll do, we'll back up a little bit. I just wanted to make sure my trailer was straight. Back up a little bit so we can have some room for when we're ready to leave. Just in case someone wants to try to get behind us there. But we're just gonna set our brake, flip on our hazards, and yeah, we'll be right back. All right guys, we got to the bathroom. We're gonna try to get back on the interstate now. This should be a good enough spot here. Yeah, we ran in and used the bathroom real quick, and I got to thinking, I was like, how am I gonna eat when I get to Joplin? And the last time I went to Joplin and I ate, I DoorDashed and the food came and it was super cold. So I just grabbed a quick bite from Subway when I was in there. And yeah, we got literally 46 minutes till we make it into Joplin. And then we'll shut down. It looks like it's gonna be 11:13. So we'll be able to roll out at like 9 a.m. tomorrow, but that's probably not gonna happen. I talked to Derek, and Derek said he met his fleet manager in Joplin, so I might try to go meet Tim. I've never seen Tim in person. I only talked to him on the phone. It'd be kind of cool to see him, but we'll see you guys in 45 minutes. We finally made it into Joplin. So the terminal is about 4 minutes away from where I am. When you come into Joplin for orientation, I'm gonna show you where you guys will be staying if you're gonna work for CFI. Yeah, because that's how this stuff goes. I'm like the I'm like the unpaid spokesperson for CFI, okay guys? That's how this works. Yeah, okay, so this is South Range Line Road. Okay, now I feel like I'm telling my stories again because like I'm starting to like talk with weird voices. So this is like the main road you're gonna stay on here in Joplin. The La Quinta. Jeez, that took forever to get the gas going. Get the gas. Hit the gas, hit the gas, hit the gas. Okay. So this is the main road you'll stay on. Even if you're in the little apartments that they have. The apartments that they have are back behind this gas station right here. On the left, the Come and Go. Actually, no, they're back behind this building. They're back there. And then you'll stay at the La Quinta, which is up here on the left. And you have like a couple good restaurants nearby. Like there's Red Lobster down the road, and there's Cheddar's down that way, as well as like Sam's Club and stuff. But there's a Sonic and a Texas Roadhouse right across the street from the La Quinta. Plus you have the Old Chicago in the La Quinta. And when I was there, they gave us a free meal, but it was like a special occasion. I don't know why, but that's where you'll stay if you get the hotel. And there's an Old Chicago right in there. Old Chicago has really good pizza. First Watch is really good for breakfast. I never ate at this one. Dude, it smells like pure butt. First Watch has really good breakfast if you want to go get some breakfast, but you might as well just eat the free breakfast at the hotel because it's pretty solid itself. Dude, why does it smell like pure butt? What the heck? Literally smells like pure booty hole. Whew. And this is the electric plant for Joplin, and the Freightliner dealership, and the Fletcher Jeep Dodge Ram Chrysler. And then this is a gas station that when you're on the shuttle bus, if you're a cigarette smoker, this is where the shuttle bus will take you to buy your cigarettes, because there's been many times I've been on the shuttle bus and somebody wanted cigarettes, so we have to stop and wait there for them to go get their cigarettes and come back out. The terminal is just a mile down the road now, and it's fenced in, so if you're a non-CFI employee, they are not going to let you in. They have a security guard here 24/7. And the shuttle bus only runs from like 8 a.m. to, I want to say like 9 on the weekends, and weekdays till like 7. I think, so it kind of sucks. I wish the shuttle was 24/7, but I also understand why it's not, because later at night people tend to make bad decisions, as well as probably won't be as many people wanting rides that late at night. I have a feeling the truck's not going to run tonight because it says it's 71 degrees right now, so it won't run very long if it does run at all. So I'm going to be sweating, but we're going to get a gym session after we edit our video and do a little laundry. And like I said, hopefully we can go meet Tim tomorrow. I haven't met Tim yet, so that'd be kind of cool if I got to meet my fleet manager. As well as I'm going to try to fly the drone and get like an aerial shot of the yard, so that might be the thumbnail of tomorrow's video. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. And then I always get here when the inspection bay is closed, but I think the inspection bay is open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. where if you come in through the gate, it's a forced like little inspection. It's nothing crazy. It takes like 5 to 10 minutes. But I do need I'm gonna stop at the wash bay, as long as, well, even if there's a long line, I'll probably pull in because my truck needs washed. She's a dirty truck, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's dirty. She's a dirty truck. That truck's hauling, bro. I'm going to turn in here. Hopefully they start opening the gate and they see us pulling in. Sometimes they see you and they open the gate early. Other times they're distracted and you gotta sit here. So he saw me. Open that bad boy up for me. Thank you, sir. Can't see me right now. I don't know, maybe it's automated. My trainer told me that they open it, so we'll see. I don't know. I guess I won't see because I don't know, and I'm not gonna go ask. But the worst part about the Joplin terminal is these speed bumps right here. They took one of them out, I think. There used to be 3 for sure. I can't remember if there's only 1 now, if there's 2. This bump is like super thick though. Looks like there's only 1, so they took the other 2 out. Maybe there was only 2, I can't remember. Ugh. Doesn't even look like I have a trailer on right now. There you go. And we can speed up. And our trailer is about to go over it. Alright, we cleared the speed bumps. I have a feeling we're not gonna get recognized. We put on YouTube that we were gonna be in Joplin tonight in like a poll. And 2 people said they were in Joplin, but one was just trucking around, but she's just messing around. I'm so funny. Because he works for a different company now, so he's not gonna be here in Joplin. Otherwise, if he was, I'd say hi. Maybe I should go talk to him about my YouTube channel, be like, let me get one of those 2023s. Let me promote the company since I'm the non-paid promoter. And yeah, no, I'm not claiming that title, CFI, if you're watching this. Yeah, maybe I should just say I have nothing to do with CFI, I just drive for them. I'm not a spokesperson, disclaimer. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to say. I can't remember, row 1. Oh, there's trucks parked up here, so it says loaded trailers too. We're gonna try to find a pull through up here, and then we gotta go start our load of laundry and edit a video. That guy's sticking way out. Maybe we can kind of cut it up here and kind of come down this way. Stick out here a little bit and then come in. Looks like we're gonna clear it. So we really need to come over to the right more by doing this and this. We might just have to deal with it. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Okay, we're way off here. Like way off. It's a good thing there's not a semi on the other side as well as behind us. We do not own the rights to that song. We cannot play it. Dude, come on. Are we in the line over here? We are, but just barely. You know what? We'll just back it up a little bit more here. Alright, we're gonna pull up to about there. I think that's probably about right. And yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe for future content. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace!
Come on, everything is a-okay when you're riding with Jay. Keep those wheels turning and we do this every day. Backing up a trailer, look at all the roads I've driven. Come and ride with me, yeah, let me show you how I'm living. Come on.